Good morning, children. Let us begin with Standard 5, EVS, Unit 7, Experiments with Water, Part 2. So, in the first part, we learned and we saw that the girl Aisha, she had many questions about floating and sinking. And in her day to day activities, she saw that which things were floating and what sank and how it was happening. First of all, she saw her mother when she was frying puris. Then she experienced the soap dish that it was floating. And then she thought of a poem that how heavy ships and boats they don't sink, but a needle being so small and so like a feather, the weight is like a feather, still it sinks into the water. So she had many questions in her mind, and we also learned that the water which is very salty and no things can sink in such water. And we read about the Dead Sea, where the water of the Dead Sea is very, very, very salty, and no person can drown in this sea. So now we continue further, and this is in the part 2. What dissolved, what did not? One Sunday, Aisha's cousin, brother Hamid, came to her house to play. As soon as he came, he asked his aunt to make him favorite sakarparas, that is a sweet dish. Ammi said, "Let me come back from the market, then I will make some for you." "Why don't you help me?" "Take 2 glasses of water and put a bowl of sugar in it. Mix it till it dissolves." Hamid thought, "Let me finish this work first, then I will watch TV." Now we are learning about what dissolved and what did not. Dissolve means what mixes with the liquid. So once Aisha's cousin brother had come home and he asked his aunt to make sakkar for him. So she said that she would make and asked his help and told him that why don't you take a 2 glass of water and dissolve 1 bowl of sugar in it. So Hamid thought that he would do this work first and then he would sit and watch TV. So now we have to suggest some ways to Hamid for quickly dissolving sugar. Now how will sugar quickly dissolve in water? First of all, if you keep on stirring it, mixing it with a spoon, the sugar can dissolve fast. Or if you heat the water a little and put the sugar in it, so in that warm water also the sugar would melt easily. Now students, there's one experiment that you can try at home. Now for this experiment, you will need 4 to 5 glasses or bowls, spoons, water, and the things that are listed in this table. You have to take some water in each glass and you have to try to dissolve one thing in 1 glass. Means there are 5 things mentioned to you in this table. All these things you have to dissolve them in separate 5 glasses. And you have to observe that what happens, and we have to note that in this table. Now what things are they? It is salt, soil. Soil means a little mud. Chalk powder. Chalk powder is the chalk that we use to write on the board, and you can see the powder that falls down and that white color, or we use it in sports to draw the lines, that chalk powder. Then fourth is 1 spoon of milk, and the last thing is oil. So we need to take all this one spoon and put it in a glass of water, and we have to observe that did it dissolve at or it did not dissolve, and what happened after keeping for 2 minutes. So now let's see what happens to it. So this is how you have to do the experiment. There are 5 glasses all filled with water. In the first glass I have added a little salt, then soil, then chalk powder, milk and oil. So in the first glass, what do you see when you add salt? Did it did it dissolve in it? Yes, it is dissolved. Then what about soil? Soil does not dissolve and the color of the water also has changed. Chalk powder, chalk powder also the color will change and the chalk powder also won't dissolve, it will settle at the bottom of the glass. Milk, milk will dissolve in water. And oil also won't dissolve in water and it will float on top of the water. You will see a few droplets of water in it. So now there are a few questions that could you see the salt after it dissolved in water? If no, why? Salt we cannot see when it dissolves in water because it completely mixes with the water and it becomes a solution. If you remember, we had done in the 4th standard a solvent and a solution. So it becomes a salty solution and the color of that water little changes. Then does that mean that now the water does not have salt? If it has, then where is the salt? This does not mean once it mixes with the water, it does not mean that there is no salt in that water. Salt is present in the water, but it has got mixed with the water. So where it has become a solution. It has become a salty solution. Now what difference did you see in the water with salt and the water with chalk powder after keeping for some time? Now for sometimes when you keep the salt solution and that third solution, that is the chalk powder, salt will completely mix and the color will become a little whitish and translucent type. But chalk powder, the color of the water changes and all the chalk powder, it will settle right down in the glass. Then which of the two would be able to separate from the water by stirring with a cloth? Salt or chalk powder? So when we strain it, if we strain salt solution and this chalk powder solution, what will happen? The chalk powder will be remaining in the cloth when we stir it or filter it through a cloth. But the salt solution, no salt will be remaining back in the cloth. So this is how we do the experiment and this is what we experience after doing this experiment. I hope children you have understood it clearly. So we just discussed these questions that could you see the salt after it dissolved in water? If no, why? Does that mean that now the water does not have salt in it? If it has, then where is the salt? What difference did you see in the water with salt and the water with chalk powder after keeping for some time? Which of the two would be able to separate from the water by stirring with a cloth? Salt or chalk powder? So we just discussed these questions when we were doing the experiment. While doing the experiment, Aisha and Hamid had an argument. Aisha felt that after stirring, the oil dissolved in water. Hamid did not agree. He said, "Look, the tiny yellow oil drops can still be seen in the water." Aisha said, "Let's wait for some time and then see." Do you think the oil got dissolved in water? Why do you think so? No, the oil does not dissolve in water. Oil, the density of that oil is very lighter than water. So it will keep floating. Small droplets of oil you can see on the surface of the water. Racing drops. Aisha put 2 drops of oil on the lid of her tiffin box. Next to that, she put 2 drops of water and 2 drops of sugar solution. She tilted the lid. She saw some drops slid down quickly, while some were left behind. So, you also try to do the same and then tell which drop went ahead, why did it slide faster. So now what again she tried, she put a few drops of water, then she put a few drops of oil, and she put a few drops of sugar solution on her tiffin box, and then she just tilted the lid. So what did she see? She saw that the drops were racing, they had a race. Now in this race, who came first? The two drops of water, which was very light, it came down very fast. It was first in the race. Then was the sugar solution. Why sugar solution? Because it was a little heavier. So, and it rolled down, it raced down little in the second position. So it was the next lying to be of the sugar solution. And last was the oil. The oil was almost sticky, so it had almost stuck and it was very slow. So first was the water, second was the sugar solution, and the third was the drop of oil. Where did the water go? One day Aisha's mother put some water to boil on the stove for making tea. She got busy with something and forgot about it. When she remembered and came to check, she found very little water left in the pan. Think, where did the water go? Why did Chinti Babu and Chinna Babu keep their mango jelly in the sun? At your house, what things are made by drying in the sun? So, where does the water go when it is heated? The water rises and it becomes steam. When it becomes very hot, it changes into steam and it evaporates. So the water in that pan, which was kept on the stove for tea, it was boiling. So it had almost become very hot. So it had turned into steam and the water had evaporated. That is why only little water was left in the pan. And the same thing we have learnt in that Mamidi Tandra, where Chinni Babu and Chitti Babu made the Mamedi Tandra, that mango papad, and they kept that jelly in the sun. Why did they keep it in the sun? So that all the moisture that was there in that gel of pulp, mango pulp, jelly, that would evaporate and it would dry. So these dried substances, they can be used for longer period of times, for many months. So in that way we also dry amlas in the winter. Why do we dry them? So that we can enjoy the taste of this amla even after winter, because amlas are mostly got in winter. So this is what we do at home. By drying certain fruits, we can enjoy their taste even after for many months. So here you can see a saucepan is kept on fire and the water is boiling in it. When it is boiling, what can you see up? You can see steam coming out. What is this steam? It is vapor. Vapor, that water is converted into vapor and it rises up. Now, as we know, this is called the evaporation process. We cannot see the vapor. It is rising up into the sky. So this is what happens when we boil water. Now this is the process of evaporation. The sun's heat, it evaporates the water from the seas and oceans, and all the water rises up in the sky. So we say that is the process of evaporation, where water is converted into vapor. We cannot see this water rising up into the sky. Then this water collects up in the sky, they become clouds, and when they become heavy, they fall down as rain. So this is what evaporation process is. This happens only due to the heat of the sun. Dandi March. This incident took place in 1930, before India became independent. For many years, the British had made a law that did not allow people to make soil themselves. They had also put a heavy tax on salt. By this law, people could not make salt even for use at home. How can anybody live without salt? Gandhiji said. How can a law not allow us to use freely what nature has given? So, Gandhiji with several people went on a yatra, a long walk from Ahmedabad to the Dandi seashore in Gujarat. So this incident of Dandi March, you must have heard of it. It had taken place in 1930 and we got independence in 1947. So in this Dandi March, Gandhiji broke the Salt Act. What was this Salt Act? This salt, it was made from ocean sea water, and that time the British rule was so harsh that they did not allow anyone to make salt for their own use. They were taking certain tax for this salt. But Gandhiji felt that this salt was something which was natural, got from nature. Then why was tax put on it? So he decided that he would break the Salt Act. So he went to Dandi with many of his fellow people to break and protest against this act. So Gandhiji with several other people went on a yatra from Ahmedabad to the Dandi seashore in Gujarat to protest against this law. Do you know how salt is made? The seawater is collected in shallow bed dug in the sand. Water is allowed to dry in the sun. After the water dries, the salt remains on the ground. Allowed to dry means the seawater is collected in pans, which we say salt pans. And then that seawater is collected in those pans and then it is allowed to dry in the sun. So when the salty water, the water evaporates, so what will be left back? The salt. And this is what the salt that we use in our daily cooking process. So now let's see the process of salt making. So children, see, we start with the Dandi March, which was held in 1930. Gandhiji along with many other people, and there were more freedom fighters with him. They went walking to the seashore of Dandi, which is in Gujarat. He reached there to break this law of the British, which they were putting some tax on salt, where the people were not allowed to make salt for themselves. So here he has reached the shore of Dandi, which is in Gujarat. He himself prepared salt at this shore and he broke the Salt Act in the year 1930. This is how the salt is made. These are called the beds. The water, the sea water is collected here. Can you all see this? The sea water is collected in these beds and they are allowed to dry in the sun. Then slowly the water will evaporate and only white salt will be remaining in these beds. Here we can see all the beds have become white and that man is sweeping it to collect all the salt which has dried up after evaporation, the sea water. Now this water, when all this water has evaporated, see the salt so much was left and everything is collected and then it is processed and cleansed and it is sent to the factories and then we eat this processed salt. This is the natural salt that we can make from sea water. So dear children, I hope you have understood this lesson. So your homework now is that you just read this lesson at least once or twice. So it will become little more clear in your minds. So thank you and have a nice day.